don't understand why he does it that way, you see. But he promised that he would do it that way. And because he can do it, he's all powerful, he can. When he told Isaiah the prophet 700 years before that the virgin will have a child, even in those days they understand that's impossible. But when it does happen, we will know it's the Messiah. But when it did happen, listen, when it did happen, they still didn't believe him. Most of the religious people of the law that knew the story did not believe him. And so when Joseph, now listen, both of them are descendants of David. Mary is descendant of David, and so is Joseph descendant of David. So in those days, listen, I know today we kind of frown a little bit when you marry your cousins, you know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, I don't know about that. But in those days, it was still okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not today. And so they're both descendants of David. Why? Because God promised they would be descendants of David. Not only from Mary's side, but also from Joseph's side. And so Joseph is still, because he's a good guy, he says, I don't know if I want this. But the angel has to come and reassure Joseph that it's okay. Verse 22 says, all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophets. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Now listen, in the first week we talk about the need, why we need Christmas. And more than ever before, folks, we need Christmas today. We need the hope of Christmas. There's a lot of hopelessness out there. There's a lot of people that are lost. There's a lot of people that are broken. There's a lot of lonely people out in the world. And that is the reason, more than ever before, we need the story and the hope of Jesus and the hope of what Christmas brings to us. And so I want you to share Jesus with people. I want you to go out and tell people, Merry Christmas. You know, when people tell me Happy Holidays, I said, oh, is your company don't let you say Merry Christmas? And then they're like, well, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. Merry Christmas to you. You know what I'm saying? I just want them to think about why we celebrate this time of the year. That even if you don't believe in Jesus, even if you don't believe in Christmas, you're still going to take the day off. You're still going to take the bonus. You're still going to take the turkey or the ham or whatever it is that they give you. Why? Because it's Christmas time. And even if you don't believe in Christmas, even if you don't believe in Jesus, listen, the rest of the world will take a moment to celebrate Christmas. They'll decorate their homes. They'll put up trees and lights and all this other stuff, which is wonderful. I love Christmas. How many of you love Christmas? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's wonderful just to think about this time of the year. And more people are open to the hope of Christmas. You know, because we understand that the present will only... Second week we talked about, you know, sometimes life is not fair and hope is restoring us because of Zachariah and Elizabeth. They were older people, the Bible says. They couldn't have children anymore. And an angel, Gabriel, shows up in Jerusalem. And he said, hey, listen, your wife's going to have a child. And because Zachariah did not believe the angel, what happens? He loses his voice for about 9 months. And when he finally names him John, the Bible says that he gets his voice back. Listen, hope today. If you have Jesus, he can restore that hope to you. Pastor...